We have to stir the waters of faith enough in us to move the waters for us.
Yes.
We must answer the question. Now, as I was reading different things, some said that this man's answer wasn't sufficient. Some said that it wasn't an answer at all. Because when Jesus asked him, he's standing in the face of Jesus, a known healer, a deliverer, a known miracle worker. And instead of just saying, yes, Lord, I want to be made whole, yes. He asked him with a question. And he put excuses. Luke 4:18 says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering the sight to the blind, to set liberty to them that are bruised. This is what he was anointed to do. This is what he came to do. But instead of just answering the question when the Lord brings it to us, we have excuses. I'm speaking for me. I had excuses. I had excuses. Lord, the things that happened to me was not my fault. I didn't ask for it. I don't know how to get there, God. Nobody ever showed me. I'm not equipped to do what you're asking me to do, God. I'm not old enough. And then when I got older, I said, God, I'm too old now.
Come on. Talk about it.
I don't even know when this wall became me. I don't know when this wall erected. I have no idea. I didn't even know it existed. But the Lord just sweetly said to me, LaWanda, just answer my question. Come on. Even though this man's answer may not have been an actual answer, it was enough to stir the waters of faith in him and enough to stir the waters of healing and deliverance for him. Because of his answer, Jesus said to him, rise, take up thy bed and walk, and immediately the man was made whole, took up his bed and walked on the Sabbath. And when I read that the first time, it didn't mean anything to me. But then I thought, well, why did they say on the Sabbath? What significance does that have? The Sabbath is a day of rest. Talk now. It's a day where acts and miracles and things were not to be done. This is a day of rest. But on this day, because Jesus knew him, he performed something for him on a day that it was not even supposed to be done. On a day that I'm sure this man did not expect that he was going to receive his deliverance. On a day that even after this man gave so many excuses as to why he could not get to the water to be healed, he received something, and he was not next in line. He said to himself, every time I get ready to get up, God, somebody jumps in front of me and I can't get to it. Every time I get ready to reach out for my deliverance, Lord, it just seems like it's not for me. Every time I think I've accepted this deliverance, God, it just seems like it's not for me.
Come on.
Some people, even in the midst of the deliverer, still have a hard time accepting deliverance, and that's me. That's me. And in me, it was due to the fact that I was in love with being delivered. I was in love with the idea.
You're teaching.
I had a deliverance ministry. And it fascinated me. Deliverance fascinated me. Watching people be delivered, watching people be made whole, and watching the change that came in them. I was fascinated with it. Had to be around it. Had to read about it. Had to watch it. Every movie that came out that had anything to do about demons, I was looking at it. Because I was fascinated with it. Never once was I thinking that it needs to be you. My God. Some people are in love with the deliverer. Some people just like to be around people with power. Some people they're drawn to the anointing that is in people, but they don't want to have anything to do with it to accept that anointing. They don't want to complete the process that this person has to go through to get you that deliverance and that power that they have, but they they want to be around you because they think that since they're with you, birds of a feather flock together. No, son, no man. Not in the spirit.
So good. So good.
When the waters of faith are stirred to you and you are willing to answer the question, it won't matter that the angel coming down the ladder was not coming for you. It won't matter that prayer that we prayed in Saturday prayer was not for you. It won't matter that you weren't on somebody's heart on that day and they didn't call your name while they were high in the spirit. It won't matter. Because when you release the sound of heaven being your answer to the Lord, it'll mark time in history and it'll become your day. But you have got to answer the question. Stronghold means exactly what the word implies. And I had this big old idea of what a stronghold was because I don't want to admit I had it. So I'm like, there's no way I have them because I know what they are. They are areas of land which have a strong hold, a fortified structure, which is able to resist enemy assault and forces of the enemy. If strongholds remain, they will be a continual threat to the army and whomever is behind this stronghold. Due to certain situations in our lives, and I'm going to give a shout out to somebody, but I'm going to wait just a little bit. But due to certain situations in our lives, we tend to build strongholds, these fortified walls, and we tell ourselves that this wall that I have up to keep me from you is going to protect me. It's going to keep me back here. You won't be able to hurt me no more.